28th of December, Rabbi Moore, Parsha Hashavua, Vayigash.
Okay.
Hello, Rabbi Moore. How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
Hello, Meir. How are you?
Hi,
Second.
and Yechiel, good afternoon.
Good to see
Let
you.
me see if I can hear you properly. Adjusted my. Okay. You can hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Shani.
Okay. We got up to Pasuk Lamed base. Okay. Lua, is everything okay? Had you told us you weren't going to be here yesterday?
Yes, I had a doctor's appointment.
Okay. Anyway, let's do Lamed. We are up to Pasuk Lamed base.
Lamed base. Ki avdecha arav es hanar me im avi lemor im lo avi enu et lecha b'chatasi leavi kol hayamim. Okay, so it means because your servant took responsibility for the youth from my father.
Just merely responsibility means he actually, how should I say, Orav, he was a guarantor. Right? He pledged himself. Okay. Rashi's going to explain.
Saying, if I do not bring him to you, I will have sinned to my father for all the days.
All time. Literally all the time. It means for all time.
For all time.
As we heard in the last week's Parsha, even both in Olam Hazeh and in Olam Haba. In other words, Yehuda was willing to give up his chelek in Olam Haba to vouch, to guarantee Binyamin's return.
What a guy.
As Rashi is going to explain now.
Ki abdecha arav es hanar, the gomer, etc. Because your servant became the guarantor for the youth. Ve'im tomar, and if you might say, Lama ani nichnas la tigar, why should I enter the country?
I pronounced it. the tager means to altercate.
The altercation.
Yeah, why am I contending this case more than my brothers?
Yot
And then in Yichas the Tigar.
Shar Achai, more than my other brothers. Haim Kulam Mi Bachutz. They, all of them, are outside. Va'ani Niska Sharti. And I bound myself up. Bekesher Chazak. With a tight connection. Lios menudeh bishnei olamos. To be banished in two worlds.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Therefore, that's why I am getting myself involved. Okay. Now, Lamaisa, as we're going to see now. Okay. Let's see the next couple of psukim, because this is exactly what Yosef was waiting to hear. You know, it's that the brothers have done tshuva, basically. Although Yosef, they had, should we sold down the road, literally, and couldn't have cared less about him. But when it came to Binyamin, and this was the whole point of the whole Yosef, the whole exercise, that Yosef wanted to see how the brothers react if Binyamin's going to be taken away from them. We're going to be, and we'll see how protective they are to him. So this is exactly the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's go to Pasuk Lamed Gimel, Meir.
Okay. Yata Yeshev Na Abdecha Tachat Hanaar Eved La'adoni V'Hanaar Ya'al
Ya'al Imecha.
Echav. Oh, okay. So Ata is in now. Please, let's see. Nah, Yeshev is place.
Yeshev no avdecha, let your servant stay.
Oh, let him stay. Okay.
Now, Tachas Hanar, instead of the
youth, the young
youth.
man. Yeah.
Eved Ladoni, as a servant to my master.
Okay.
Hanar Yal Imechav, and the boy should go up with his brothers.
With his brothers. Okay, so let's see. Rashi. Yeshev na avdecha gomer. Let your servants stay here. Okay. L'chol davar, for all matters. Ani me'uleh mimenu. I am above him.
I'm better than him.
Oh, better than him. Okay. L'gevura. Oh, okay. He's giving reasons why he should stay. Okay. For his strength, l'gevura. Okay. L'milchama, and for war. U'lishamesh, and just to be serving.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. By the way, L'milchama here, this means in strategy rather than strength. By the first thing, it says Ligvura, obviously means strength. So what's that for? For fighting.
Uh-huh.
So what's lo milchama? Means in strategy.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do the next pasuk lamed dalet.
Ki eich le el avi v'ha na'ar einenu iti hen vara asher yimtza es avi. Because how
I'm going to say because. For how? Okay, you could say because.
how can I go up to my father and the lad is not with me? Perhaps when he will see
that word, that translation word pen, you saw in the translation, or that's your own translation?
I translated it as perhaps.
Yeah, it's more like so that not. Pen ereb oros, I should not see.
Oh, the English says lest.
Lest. Well, that is a literal translation of pen, which is a correct translation, but archaic, because we don't usually use the word lest. But it's so, it means so that not. So that I do not see bara the evil, it's not right, evil is right. The calamity or the bad, let's see how I translated it. The misfortune. So that I dare not see the misfortune that will befall my father.
No Rashi on that.
Right.
Velo yachol Yosef lehis take lechol ha-nitzavim alav. Vayikra hotziu chol ish me alai velo amad ish ito behis vada Yosef el achav echad. So let's see. Now Yosef was not able to hold himself back, and all who stood.
Okay, so you have to understand, how does it follow on with the next words? If it means to hold himself back, lo yochol Yosef lehisapek lekoil hanitzavim alav.
In the presence of all who stood before him.
So I translate it means he could not abide.
Okay.
He could not abide the presence of all those who were standing with him.
Yeah, that's the way my English says he could not endure.
Okay.
But I wrote a note to myself that says hold himself back.
So that's why I translated it as abide.
I'm not sure where I got that from.
Okay, but anyway, that's why I translate as abide. You know, you can't abide something means you can't stand it, you can't take it. Right? So that's basically means he could not abide having the presence of all the people, all those who were standing with him.
And so he called out, remove all people from before me.
Right.
And no one stood no man stood.
with him.
Now I wrote down when he made himself known.
Right. By the way, the word itoy, you have to translate the word itoy. Lo amad ish itoy. No man stood with him. Bisvada Yosef Elecha, when Yosef made himself known to his brothers.
To his brothers. So
Okay. Let's see
Rashi
Rashi.
on Pasuk 1. Velo Yachol Yosef lehis apek lechol hanitzavim. Yosef could not endure or abide in the presence of all who stood. Lo haya yachol lisbol. He was not able to bear. She'iyu mitzrayim nitzavim alav. That there should be Egyptians standing before him. V'shom'in, and hearing. She'echav bis bashin. The shame of his brothers.
When his brothers were being embarrassed.
Right. Oh, lahem. When he made himself known to them.
When he was making himself known to them.
Huh.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't that he couldn't endure the conversation with Yehuda. It was that he couldn't endure revealing himself in front of the Egyptians.
Yeah, so that's what's not really about of enduring. He couldn't abide. He couldn't take having them, the Egyptians, being there right now. It wasn't a matter of endurance. It's a matter of Bechlal having them there. Okay. Okay, now let's do Dox Pasa base. One of the most base and Gimel, one of the most melodramatic sukkim in the Torah.
Okay, bet. Vaiten et kolo bivchi vayishma'u mitzrayim vayishma bet paro. Okay, so he gave his voice.
Literally means he gave his voice for weeping.
Oh, for weeping, crying. Okay, yeah, bivchi. Okay.
And he burst out crying.
Oh, okay. He burst out crying. That makes sense. And Egypt heard, and Pharaoh's household heard.
Yeah. And to weep.
So what good did it do for him to send out all the Egyptians if they heard anyway?
Because they heard him weeping, but they didn't hear the words he was saying. And the point was as well, if a person's, let's say, knows he's going to be handed down a guilty verdict, does he prefer to have just the jury in the courtroom, or would he prefer to have 20,000 people, an additional 20,000 people there at the same time? I mean, everybody's going to know in a minute or so that he's guilty, right? All the press is there waiting to hear this guilty verdict. But if he's not actually there, then doesn't have the same level of embarrassment. Okay? So they definitely knew something was going on, but and also the whole thing that he showed him, he was circumcised, and they never, Yosef never revealed how he had got to Egypt, the fact that he'd been sold. Just said, Yosef's brothers have arrived to come. That's all. By the way, anyway, it's interesting, just to things haven't really changed much. Vayishmu Mitzrayim. First it says Egypt heard, and then it says Vayishma Beis Paro, and it was heard in Paro's palace. What does that mean? If Egypt heard, it means everybody heard. So why is Paro getting to hear about it only afterwards? The Chayv Pshat is that there was this loud wailing sound, weeping sound coming from Yosef's chamber, and needless to say, the Egyptian press was there, constantly on the how should we say, on the watch for a good story or something like that. I'm just giving you a good bit of a just in order to make it more down to earth a bit. But anyway, I call upon him. But this was the people around Yosef, and it says Vayishnu Mitzrayim. The people around Yosef, the Egyptians around Yosef, they heard about him weeping, and they said, "Wow, something's going on here." And they relayed that message to Pharaoh's household. So the first Vayishnu Mitzrayim doesn't necessarily mean the entire land of Mitzrayim. It means the Egyptians who had been sent out, and other Egyptians who were in and around the palace. Okay? Yeah. Okay, let's see the Rashi here. Now,
Okay,
Rashi's going to make an interesting point over here. What does it mean that Vayishma Beis Paro?
Okay, Vayishma Beit Paro, Beito Shel Paro, the house of Pharaoh. Let's see. Kolomar. Okay, Avadav. Oh, that is to say, his servants.
Ubnei Beisai, and his
Ubnei
household, members of his household.
Uh-huh.
The Ein Ze Loshen Bayis Mamash. It doesn't mean the actual house. You know, I know we say colloquially, we say walls have ears, right? But nevertheless, buildings generally can't hear. Okay?
Okay. So Ella, but
No, but the word base over here doesn't mean the actual physical building, but it means that Kamo Beis Yisrael.
Oh, Beit Yisrael and Beit Yehuda. Oh.
Right. Maison de, was it Mesnade?
I don't know what that means.
Light means the members of his household.
Uh-huh. Okay. So what? Hold on 1 second. So the Torah says that Egypt, I guess the people of Egypt heard before the household of Pharaoh, but I guess he wasn't in his house. Okay, maybe that's the answer. Well, I was wondering why the general population would have heard Pharaoh's wailing before the
We're talking about Joseph's wailing.
Joseph's, Joseph's wailing.
So therefore, that's why Pharaoh got to hear about it only afterwards.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm assuming, Mayor, that there were people who were in the proximity of where Yosef was, who heard, and then the rumors spread, or the story spread, And eventually it
Yeah.
got to Paro's house.
Right.
Oh, okay. Okay. I hear. Okay.
Okay, let's pass it Gimel.
Vayomer Yosef el Echav, Ani Yosef, Ha Od Avi Chai, Velo Yachlu Echav, La'asos Oso,
La'anois. La'anois oisoi.
La'anos Oso, Ki Niv Halu Mi Panav. Okay, so Yosef said to his brothers, I am Yosef. Is my father still alive? And his brothers were not able to answer him because they were dumbfounded in his presence.
Right, meaning that they couldn't answer him anything. It was like they were so dumbfounded, like totally speechless. Okay, because so we see King Nivalu Miponov, as Rashi says. We're going to see Rashi just makes a comment over Nivalu Miponov, out of embarrassment.
So Niv
They were dumbfounded.
Mipanav means they were left disconcerted before him.
So
Mipnei
Nivalu, yeah,
Habusha, because of embarrassment.
yeah. So I didn't translate Nivalu. I translated it as were bewildered.
Um,
It means they were left speechless. That's really what it means.
right.
In
Well,
this sense.
I said dumbfounded because I wrote dumbfounded down in my notes.
Yes, that's also a good translation.
The English translation is what uses the word disconcerted.
Yeah, but disconcerted is not. It's lacking. Doesn't it lacks? First of all,
Dumbfounded
it
is
lacks
stronger.
accuracy. It lacks accuracy.
Right.
It means the nivhalu. That's why I use the word bewildered. It means nivhal means somebody's shocked, confused, doesn't know where to put himself, doesn't know what to say. Okay. And so Rashi adds in a point over here. It wasn't just the surprise that really made them bewildered and confounded, right? But it was the embarrassment.
Right.
You know, like I'll give an example. You know, I see. Embarrassment is not the right word. Anyway, it could be somebody. Let's say, give an example that you're at a meeting somewhere, and in walks the guy who you least want. You thought he's, you've gotten rid of him, and in he walks into the meeting, and you don't know what to say with yourself because you're like, oh boy, he's here. What are we going to do now? So here too, as well, it was slightly different over here. It wasn't exactly, but it was a similar thing. Is like, wow, it's not just, wow, that's Yosef. Oh, let's give him a hug. It wasn't so much. I think, oh, that's Yosef. What's going to be now? Right? They weren't so overjoyed by the fact that Yosef received this in himself. They were pretty much shocked and worried. What's very embarrassed and worried what's going to be with them by the fact that they thought that they'd gotten rid of Yosef and his dreams were just fantasy, and then in one split second they're informed that this is Yosef and everything that he prophesied was true, and he's the ruler and they're the underlings.
I would read it differently. To me, embarrassment is much less logical than I think you're presenting it. It's an emotion. It's a sense of horror, sense of bad feelings that overwhelm a person. He can't really doesn't
That's
know
what
what to
I'm
do,
saying.
doesn't know what to say.
But that's exactly the point I want to say is that, let's say it'd been Stam, they hadn't sold Yosef, right? He'd been the long lost, he somehow went missing, and after 22 years, he suddenly appears and they say, I'm Yosef, right? There wouldn't have been any sense of embarrassment for them. They would have been
Right.
very surprised, extremely surprised, but it would have not been a dumbfoundedness as a result of embarrassment.
Right.
There would be no sense of embarrassment there at all.
Then they would be thinking, what's going to happen? And oh, he's the leader.
I know, yeah, no. So I meant the sense of going to happen, not so much with him, means what's going to happen to us. In other words, they were so embarrassed that it can't be. Meaning, we all the way along thought we'd gotten this. Yosef was excuse me using the phrase, a pain in the neck for us, and we finally got rid of him by selling him to Egypt, and we thought we got rid of him. We had a little bit of remorse that we did it, and we went looking for him. But this guy over here, this viceroy, he's the one he's the Yosef.
Oy vey's mir.
He's Meir, right? What's going to be with us? Look, so I want to make a point in this aspect of embarrassment over here. Right? That's what Rashi's pointing out. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this. Okay, shall we time for one more pasuk? Really, at the end of time.
Well, we've got 7 minutes.
Let's do at least one more pasuk. Meir.
Oh, which pasuk then?
Valid.
Pasuk Dalet.
Dalet. Okay. It says, Vayomer Yosef el Echav, Yeshuna Elai, Vayigashu, Vayomer, Ani Yosef Achichem, Asher Mechartem, Oti Mitzrayma. Okay.
Mitzrayim.
Oh, Mitzrayma. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. So let's see. And Yosef said, okay, to his brothers, approach me.
Draw near to me.
If you please. Okay. And they
drew near.
Yigashu.
And they drew near.
Oh, and they drew near. Okay. And he said, I am Yosef, your brother. Nechartem, O-T. Oh, who you sold me to Egypt.
Right.
Okay. Rashi? No.
Yes, there is.
I don't know. My
Dalet. Pasuk Dalet.
Yeah, I know, but my Sefer doesn't have, hold on, let me just go to the actual Rashi. Now, that's interesting. Okay, Gishuna Eli. Ra'a otam nisugim le'achor amar akshav achi nichlamim. Okay. Niklamim.
You see, he saw them backing up, backing off.
Uh-huh.
So he said, now my brothers are embarrassed. They don't want to have anything to do with me now because they have such embarrassment. They're so embarrassed from me. Kara lehem beloshon rako. He called to them in a soft voice, and with pleading. And Rashi adds an important point, Behera lahem shumo. He showed that he was circumcised.
Ah. Okay. Any more?
That's it.
Oh yeah, yeah. The krivu, the amar ana Yosef achu kon di zabintun yatila mitzrayim.
I don't have that in my edition.
Oh, okay. Oh, hold it. I'm reading Unclus. I'm sorry. No, so that's the end, I guess.
Right, yeah. Okay,
Okay.
we'll leave it here then. Okay?
Okay, so it'll be a pasuk hey. Okay.
Fine, very good. Okay, have a
Shkaya.
great day, guys. Fine.
Okay, you too.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Be well, Robert. Be well, Yechiel.